No points for guessing what that is. Indeed, I wouldn't blame you at all if you thought, oh, there's just one more person going to talk about Für Elise, Beethoven's outstandingly famous piece that pretty much everyone through the world knows, even if they're not a pianist. But I'm actually really excited about this. It's such a beautiful piece. There's so much to explore in this. I've actually heard it called not just Für Elise, which is the more German pronunciation of it, but in English you hear Für Elise or Für Elise or something sounds like Für Elise. But really, there's nothing to fear. There's actually so much that's exciting to explore in this piece. And I personally am so jazzed right now because I only recently discovered the second edition that Barenreiter has recently published. I think it was discovered as early as 1991, but I only found out about it in 2023. And I think it informs the way that we play the first edition. Don't worry, I'm gonna do a tutorial on the first edition, the one that basically all of us know. But there are things to learn from the 1822 version that Beethoven himself was preparing for print. I'm not going to spend time on Für Elise, the title. There's so much out there you can find whether it was really Für Elise or was it Für Therese, which if I was going to vote, I would actually say it probably was for Teresa Malfatti. And it was the editor of the first edition who probably misread it. Maybe Beethoven's writing was illegible. But we're going to actually delve more into the actual music. The music is what draws people to this, and really of all ability levels, because the A section can be played by elementary players. The B and C sections are considerably more advanced, but let's break down each part of it. And at the very opening, we do have choices in terms of fingering even. And you'll see in the score I'm providing that I suggest that playing with 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, 1. And I just want to contrast that with some other choices. One of them is to play with 5, and I've seen some famous pianists actually use this fingering, and I've experimented with it as well, going 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1. It keeps you in a very small hand position, and it's totally fine. It does require you to use 5 and 4, and if you elect to use this, then I would suggest that you really want to use a slight movement forward, very slight, going. Notice how I actually moved toward the fall board a little bit, this, as opposed to using fingers curled in any way like this. We want to avoid that at all costs, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Because if you played like this with just the fingers, this is what a lot of pianists, or I should say aspiring wannabe pianists, people who really haven't had much instruction at all, are likely to just put their fingers on the key, especially if you watch say a tutorial that will say, just play E, D sharp, E, D sharp. Well, if you don't have any sense of how you're going to play that with your body, then you're likely to just use your fingers and sort of push them like buttons. And so instead of that, imagine you were playing just the 3 E's and you would be going E, E, E. And see how the rest of my hand is quiet.